Steve.
I can't believe I actually got you to sit on the sofa and do this for me.
I know, aren't you lucky?
I feel very lucky. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Back at the studio again.
Back at the
You're like a
studio.
piece of the furniture around here.
I know, God. Stuck to the studio.
So what are you doing today? Making more filth?
I'm making more filth today, more girl shizzle with a lovely Ruby Licks. I think that's what her name is. Sorry, I'm so bad.
So you've been doing this forever and a day?
What are you trying to say, Steve? That I'm old? Is that what you're saying?
You are. How long have you been doing it?
On and off. I'm not very good at maths, but since 2004.
2004, well, long old time. And you're still doing well at it. You're still sort of like
I'm still
keeping it banging out. You're still
banging it out.
But you stopped working for a lot of the studios now. You're doing it mainly for yourself now. Very
true. So I'm not shooting a lot now for studios. In fact, predominantly just shooting for my own websites, my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com Sahara Knite, website saharanight.exposed. Have a new website coming as well. Not sure what that's yet. I think it's going to be saharanightxxx.com.
Cool. Because you're prolific, to say the very least. I mean, you turn out a lot of content, and it's all at a great level as well. You've got a whole bunch of fans because of you ticking so many niche boxes there, and how you're finding the sort of like the new wave of creators. You know, you've embedded yourself in there somehow.
I've got to embedded myself in there somehow. It was a big shock to me to just be shooting content now as opposed to studio-based porn, because that's where I came from. And yeah, there's a new bunch of creators. There's some good ones, there's some pretty bad, shocking ones. And there's a whole bunch in between. It's just trying to weed out who you want to work with.
Keeping it fun is tough sometimes, right?
Keeping it fun is tough, man. I think sometimes you've got to take a break and come back to it.
Yeah. But you do that. You've got your garden.
I've got my garden.
Your passion.
Yes, I found a passion for gardening and DIY.
I wasn't going to mention gardening because I've only got sort of like 64 gigabyte cards in, and I know what you get like when you talk about your garden.
Look, I've got started doing the gardening and DIY, and I am now power tool lady. Got all the power tools you can think of.
So when is it going to be when you start turning out content to do with gardening and DIY? It's going to happen, I know it is. No one spends that much money on tools.
And gardening, I got loads of tools, right? I got, I'm sure I could adapt some of them. Got a jigsaw, got a reciprocating saw. I'm sure I could put a dildo on the bottom of that and just off it goes.
How did you get into this?
Well, how did I get into porn? Well, how did I get into adult industry? Well,
British Muslim, right?
Yes. British, Indian, Muslim. I got into this industry in 2004.
And how was that as a culture shock with your family, etc., etc.?
Parents were not happy, to say the least. They were very unhappy, and we didn't speak for a very long time. And we probably still don't speak. Though might speak on the odd occasion just to see how they are. But yeah, you just.
That must have been tough. That like puts pressure on pressure, though.
It was to start off with, and then you just sort of get used to it and you get on. I was a lot older when I got into the industry as well. So I was 28, so I wasn't young. When I say young, that was early 20s or teen. So I think, and I was living away from home anyway, so I sort of got used to that. But yeah.
What was that first shoot? What was it?
What was my first shoot? I think my very first shoot was for Simon Scans. Simon Scans, yeah. Solo shoot.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Actually, that's a lie, but we're going to go with that.
Because you've kind of like, you've shot all over the world. You've shot in
I have shot all over the world. I dabbled my feet in it well before Simon Scans, but I got to leave that one.
Leave that one unanswered.
Leave that one. If people know, they just have to Google it and they'll see. But that was well before Simon Scans. I dabbled my feet in it in my midnight, I can't even remember what the fuck it was, right? For Fiona Cooper.
You've got like this remarkable longevity, considering the 17 years in, and there's still not many people can sort of come close to your level of output.
Really?
Yeah, even at times when you're sort of like taking a break, you still keep prolific, you still have plenty of content coming through onto your sites, and so this is why your sites do particularly well, I guess, is because there's always current updates and there's always stuff happening. It never
Just have a catalogue of content now.
It never goes stagnant. I noticed that. It never goes stagnant. There's always new shit coming from Sahara Night. Even when you're not working, I'm scratching my head thinking, how is this coming out? She hasn't filmed for like a month.
I've got lots of... I got a catalogue of work. Do you know what, right? I've got some really old stuff and I've still got long hair that I haven't put up there yet. I will put up there soon. I look at it and I go, oh, that's like 3 years old. Well, I haven't uploaded it yet because I keep uploading other stuff, so I thought, I'll just upload that now. Which is good in some ways.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's brilliant to have a lot of stock ready to go. And I know I don't need to ask you what you do when you're not working because you just...
When I'm not working, I'm at home gardening. And when we've got the winter coming, I don't know, I'll think of some DIY projects to make. I might come and help you, Steve, in the studio.
That's become a real... Well, you're always welcome.
With my nail gun. Since I've got a nail gun, it's great.
Sometimes we think you've moved in anyway.
I'm going to come and help you with DIY. I'm going to help you make some rooms.
Okay, I look forward to that.
Yeah.
I looked, especially when I saw that you did your brickwork with glue. You glued the bricks together.
Look, right, when I very first started doing DIY, they had a little shitty little wall in the garden, right, and I thought, you know, what am I going to do with this? Wasn't sure, so I did use glue, Gorilla Glue, and it was fine, it stuck. But obviously, if I was doing a proper wall, I'd use cement and mortar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd learn how to point a wall, or I can build a brick wall. Look, I can build many things now.
I don't think anyone would doubt you. So if someone's going to go and check out your stuff, where would you advise them to stop off first and check you out?
Well, they could stop off on saharanight.exposed. They could stop off on onlyfans.com Sahara in the future, they could stop off on saharanightxxx.com. And those are my three, they will be my 3 main sites.
And you've got enough content for all of them, no doubt.
I've got enough content for all of them, and I've got bits and pieces on ManyVids, Pornhub, other tube sites I shouldn't really be mentioning because they're just free shit.
Listen, it's always just the best fun having you around, and
I paid Steve to say that, by the way.
Yeah, not enough either. We need to talk about that. But, let's go and make some more film, shall we?
Let's go make some more shit.
Okay. Thanks for doing this, mate.